So the next hand we're going to do will be a fist. Every artist's favorite kind of hand, the fist. We're going to have it clutching something. Maybe a bottle or a can or something. A stick of some sort. That would work, something quick. Let me adjust the camera. Okay. And this one's going to be a little more simple. A stick would be alright. Just drop the hand right there. Fist, when you look at your fist, again, as a reference, I got a pencil, so that'll be the stick. The angle will be different on the camera than in my actual vision. When I look at the fist from this angle that I'm going to be drawing it in, it's just basically a square, and then you just pop a little thumb on it. The thumb is also an oval. The thing about the hand when it's a fist, see if you can get it on camera, when it's a fist, it kind of rounds itself out. It doesn't actually just go straight across. You can see it goes in an arch. The knuckles, it's almost triangular. This is the point, and then it stretches out, so it comes back around. And the thumb is just there. It's going to be holding the stick just straight across. So, our fist has to be slightly triangular. Let me adjust the camera, see if I can get better lighting. I'm going to put a slash across that. That's the fist. This is the face of the fist, and this line is the underside of it. If you want to draw realistic hands, you have to think of them in more than one dimension. The fist isn't just going to be this. No, that's wrong. This is wrong. Your fist should not just be a square with another square underneath it. That looks more like a piano, the keys, than an actual person's hand. We're going to turn this into a hand. And just holding a stick. I'm going to do the same thing in another angle so you can see it. Maybe have him clutching a weapon. And it's okay to have your object run through your drawing. For example, this pencil is running through the fingers because we're going to darken the finger lines, and you won't even see this. And this is an important thing to do so that you know if it actually fits inside of the hand. Because if this was just so wide and it didn't look like you could hold it, no one would believe it. The item has to fit into the hand, and the size and shape of the hand changes depending on the size and shape of the object you're holding. So you've got a pencil, your hand can grip it all the way around because it's really thin. Now if you take something like the pencil sharpener, you try to grip that in the middle of your hand. You can see there's a bit of a space that comes. You can put your fingers around it, but now your grip isn't as tight because the sharpener is inside of it. Same thing with an eraser, gum eraser. You can close your hand, but there's a space, and that changes the way the hand looks. And this is just figure drawing again, just taking lines, taking the hand as we see it, and then we're going to build off of that. I'm not going to do too many complex shadows this time. Maybe some wrinkles to illustrate what part of the hand we're looking at exactly. But your drawing should pretty much look like what it's going to be, even in its earliest stage. That's how I can tell usually. My drawing is on point or I need to redo the thing. Even in the preliminary stage, it needs to look like it has the potential to be a hand clutching a pencil. Wrinkles. So when you squeeze your fist, some wrinkles appear on your knuckles or the phalanges. Since we're in the habit of saying that, little skin will poke out. We're going to draw the palm of the hand as well. However, from this angle, we don't need to draw the palm so much. This is a lesson in scale right here. The hand has to be able to draw. The hand has to be able to actually hold what it's holding. Because if you just got something so big but the hand is just in the incorrect shape, it's not going to come out right. If I wanted to shade, I'd probably just make the whole underside where the slash is just dark. Just X, just black it out. But kind of trying to let you guys see what the hand's supposed to look like. Wrinkles between the fingers, they're kind of in a Y shape. And now the knuckles. When you look at your fist, the highest knuckle are these two. The, what do you call this? The ring finger, the middle finger, don't want to do that. These are the two tallest. The smallest knuckles are the pinky knuckle and the index finger's knuckle. So those are going to protrude the most. And you don't have to totally round them out. It makes it look, I mean, these are more masculine hands. If you were dealing with a female hand, you might want to round it out more. But for a masculine male hand like this, the more angles the hand has, the better. So let's have it straight across. Drop this pencil in a little bit of perspective. It's an old school pencil. I don't even use a pencil like this. Though I do have one in my compass for drawing circles. It's a number 2. I basically just use mechanical pencils these days. Just draw some little effects on it. Maybe the pencil snapped or something. Now that that's that, we can erase these lines here from the pencil's body, from the inside of the hand. You can see, bring the finger as it twists up to the pencil. And at that point, your hand is just about good and ready. Now let's have the hand doing something a little more complex. Like holding a weapon, just a regular handgun. We're going to get a sense of weight, a sense of strength from the way the hand grips. The way the hand grips the weapon. I've drawn a few guns. I don't necessarily need a reference for a hand holding one, but I kind of want to draw an actual weapon. So I'm going to go through my references here. Go with a regular Browning high power, I guess. Then don't let anybody tell you there's any kind of shame in using a reference, because as long as you're not just copying something line for line, angle for angle, lighting for lighting, but references are perfectly fine. You could even copy exactly if you're doing a life study, because there's no better way to know what you're doing than studying from real life. So we're going to draw a hand holding a gun. This will probably be just in profile. Go ahead and draw this one a little smaller to give ourselves some space for the annotations when I get around to that. When you can hold, if you yourself need a reference for this type of thing, you can hold something like a phone to see how your hand doesn't actually cover the whole thing. That's about the actual maybe width of a handgun. I've never held one, but I would assume so. The fingers aren't going to cover the entire thing, not like with the pencil, the hand goes all the way around the entire piece. But with this, you're going to have it so that it's like this with the trigger. Fingers can't reach across the entire thing, but it can cover 2/3 of it, something like that. And we're just going to draw that the way we see it. Just going to draw a square. That's the palm. And some fingers. You can just make these one long piece. Put some lines through it. And then the thumb curves over. Place a square in. And let me show you what I mean. So when I draw a hand, draw the gun, the barrel, and the browning kind of slopes back a bit. So it's a mess of lines right now, but we have a square, slanting line, slanting rectangle, square for that palm. The rectangle is going to be the grip of the gun. Got another rectangle on top of the slanting one, the curving one. That's going to be the barrel and chamber and everything of the gun. And now we're going to put a thumb on it.
Sana, summit ni Sumia. Andito sa sana. Sana na wspaniale chwila. Kaya man mamakaliwag